Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 136 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Short Show. My name is Yinka. I am a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an incoming author, and I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. It's my pleasure to welcome you to today's show. The Booster Shot Show comes into you every week at 1:30 p.m. on a Thursday, on a Wednesday. It's one of those days. It comes to you at 1:30 p.m. on a Wednesday, UK time, where I share a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. Hopefully, you can see and hear me live over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube socials. And if that is the case and you can see and hear me, please feel free to jump into the chat and say hello. Let me know if you can see and hear me before we begin speaking about today's topic, which is putting first things first. Hello, beautiful Jackie. It's so lovely to see you. Thank you so much for letting me know that we are indeed live over on YouTube and LinkedIn. I will very quickly check on Facebook. And in the meantime, Jackie, I would love to know from you how you are doing today on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, oh my gosh, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 being, wow, Yinka, things could not be any better. I'd love to know how you are doing today. I am coming in with, I think I'm about a 7 today. Hey, Janine, so lovely to see you. You have come straight from the Wedding Business Club. You are awesome. I am so grateful to have you join me today. Thank you so much for joining me, Janine. It is lovely to have you. Yes, I had so much fun at the brilliant Wedding Business Club, and I am so tired. So after the fabulous session, shout out to Faye Cornhill and her brilliant membership community called the Wedding Business Club. I just did a guest expert session with them. And because I'm an introvert, I was absolutely horizontal afterwards. So I literally I didn't even sleep. I just had to set an alarm though to make sure I didn't miss this because I was very spent. I really went in. The topic that I focused on was making and managing your cash flow. And I had the opportunity to spend, I think we were about 75, 80 minutes together. And it was such a vibe. They are such a brilliant community. Faye is awesome. And the brilliant men and women who serve the wedding industry were part of that fabulous ensemble. So I am so grateful to have you here, Janine. Thank you so much for joining us. Hi, Sharon. Hi, Bernice. Lovely to see you, ladies. So yes, scale of 1 to 10. Mentally, I'm about a 9. I'm very strong. Physically, I'm about a 6, maybe 7. So I'm gonna put it at a 7 for now, and I'm gonna set the intention to make sure that that is a lot higher by the end of today's session. So who are you tagging? Who are you tagging? We are talking putting first things first. And you want to tag a woman or man in business who you know does incredible work. And we want to make sure that they are seeing the fruits of their incredible labor within their business. So tag them in, and that will give them the opportunity to either join us live if they can catch us while we're still on. Hey, Kathy. Or they can watch us on Team Replay if they happen to catch us after. Janine says, no way, you, an introvert. I'm now 11 out of 10 after having a game-changing day thanks to you. I am so grateful to hear that. I'm so glad that the session was useful. Guest experts opportunities are such a vibe for me. I really enjoy sharing my insights with communities and groups. It's a service that I offer. So if you happen to have one or know one, or want me to come along, slide into my DMs. I would love to share more. So Bernice says, six at best, mentally tired and physically. I'm booking a massage for the weekend and prioritizing sleep. Thank you, Bernice, for sharing that. We send you love, and it absolutely fits perfectly into what I want to share today around putting first things first. Now, the reason I want to talk about this topic today is because there is, as business owners, there's a list of 1,000 things to do. Always. There's always more on the to-do list than time there is to do it. Studies show that the average person has 5.2 days worth of work on their daily to-do list. That maths is never going to math. There are so many things to do to run a business. Hello, fabulous Charmaine. It's lovely to have you in the room with us. And so, because there's so many things to do, one of the most powerful skills that I talk about being most important for business owners is the skill of discernment. Now, discernment is telling one thing from another thing, understanding the difference between things. And the reason why this is important is because if you do not know the difference between things, your actions and your focus may not have the consequences you intended. And so the idea of having a real sense of discernment over all of the things that you have to do is where the concept of prioritization comes in. The business owner that can prioritize the right things is the business owner that will create a business that they will win in. And the thing is that while we all only have 24 hours in any given day, the fact is that if you prioritize the wrong things in your business, you will have a full calendar and an empty bank account. And that's not what you want. You do not want a situation where your calendar is getting fuller and your bank account is getting emptier. You want a situation where your bank account is being filled and you have the time that you want to spend on the things that you want. And so the opportunity arises for us to really think about how we prioritize in order to ensure that we do get that full bank account, empty calendar or emptier calendar. And this is where the idea of prioritization comes in and the importance of putting first things first. Now, it's no secret that I'm clearly going to talk to you about cash flow at some point in this Booster Shot show. It wouldn't be the Booster Shot show if I didn't. But the thing I want you to understand about prioritization is priority, when the word and the concept was developed, was always a singular word. So it was a word that had no plural. It is a word that it derives from Latin. And as someone who took Latin GCSE, yes, A star, it always makes me smile when I hear people talking about priorities, plural. Because the fact is that if you have more than one priority, you have none. Yes, I said what I said, and I'm going to say it again. If you have more than one priority, you have none. Why? Because you have one brain. And trying to flit between two priorities now means that you are not really prioritizing either. Now, I'm a mum of 3 children. So if you asked me, which of my children are my priority? The answer would be either all of my children are a priority in whatever the moment is. Like if I'm cooking dinner, the priority is to feed all my children. But if one of my children has a more significant need, then that child is the priority. I'm not one of those parents who's like, oh, I love them all equally. I'll treat them all the same. Like equality is not equity. And equality isn't needed. My children are very different ages. One of them is more than double the age of the others. The eldest is more than double the age of the youngest. So they don't need the same thing from me. So the idea of treating them the same, I treat them equally. I love them equally. I don't treat them equally. I treat them appropriately. And so I use my children as an example. Because at some point, the internet lasts forever. They may well see this video. I love you all equally, babies. But it is because I love you all equally that I look at what you need and I give you that what is needed accordingly. And this is the reason why I'm sharing this, is because we tend to believe similarly around the things we have to do. Oh, I need to get 8 things done today. Great. But you can't possibly get 8 things done in this specific moment. So what is your singular priority? And the reason we have to understand your singular priority is because, as I said before, you either have one or you have none. It's as simple as that. Drop in the chat, let me know if this is making sense to you and you are picking up what I am putting down today. One of the biggest mistakes we make is we make a list of priorities and then we treat them all as they all need the same, and then we get nothing done. It is better to have a list of intentions for the day and knock off the priority one at a time, because multitasking is that myth. But the reason why I wanted to set the stage on this is because I spoke about 3 areas where we have to put first things first. And so the first area I want to talk about is our mindset and thinking. Our mindset and thinking is somewhere we have to put first things first. Now, when it comes to your mindset, what is the first thing? What is the most important thing as it relates to your mindset? Come into the chat and let me know what you believe the first thing is, or the most important thing. We're talking about putting first things first. So I guess stage 1 would be to understand what the first thing is. Yes, I will wait. The fact is that when it comes to your business, and yes, we're talking about business, but life also, the biggest priority in your business, in your life, the putting first things first in our mindset and thinking, the first thing when it comes to your business and your life, it's not a trick question. It's you. It's you. You are the first thing. You are the person that you have been waiting for. You are the very best person to make a difference in your world. You are the most important person as it relates to your results. You are the most important person as it relates to your dreams, your goals, your focus. You are the most important person. And so when it comes to our mindset, the work that we do around our thinking about ourselves is paramount. It is so important that we recognize this, that we live in a world where we have a mental diet that we are often so unaware of, and we just fill it with junk. We watch all sorts of programs, we watch the news, we spend so much time having emotional reactions to things. You are the priority as it relates to your mindset. And so the work that you do your number one job, your priority, singular, putting first things first, is ensuring that you remember who you are. And I don't mean your name. I hope it doesn't take you that long to remember your own name. But I mean your capability, your value, your power, your worth. I had the beautiful opportunity to speak to the group earlier, and they were talking about charging their worth. And you know how much I love talking about charge your worth as the internet's worst advice and how it needs to go in the bin. But I was so grateful to be given the opportunity to remind them that your worth is priceless. You are the most incredible person in your world, and you are priceless. All the money in the world that ever has been and ever will be has nothing on the magic of you. Money isn't even in the realm of quantification of your general awesomeness. Your net worth and your self-worth don't live in the same neighborhood. So they should never be conflated. Net worth lives all the way over here. Self-worth lives all the way over there. And so remembering who you are, remembering your power, remembering the fact that every single bad day you have ever had has never kept you there because you're here. And yeah, it might be a bad day today. I am having an interesting day myself. But since I got through all of those bad days, if I've had 3,000 bad days, that absolutely means that the score is 3,000 to me and 0 to bad days. And the thing is, you have to understand that you are the most important person in your world because you love your family. You love you have a mission. You have a purpose. There are people who rely on you and you love them with all of your heart. So you have to be the best of yourself. And you have to put yourself in the position to be the best of yourself. And so, yes, you can look at someone else. Thank you, Stefan. Lovely to see you. You just said here, my son is the most important in my world. Yes, absolutely. After you. Because if anything happens to you, no one is going to feel about your son in the way that you do. Not even his mother. And so it's so important that you recognize the importance of yourself in your own story. You are writing a story. You are the author and the hero. So putting first things first in your mindset is so important. And the job, your task, is to remember who you are. Because taking care of you is taking care of business every single time. There is no way that you have come this far to only get this far. It's like, what story would that be? So you are on your way somewhere and you need to get there, but you're not going to get there if you forget who you are. And the mental diet that we have as standard is not designed to help you to really be the best of yourself. So that is that when it comes to your mindset, putting first things first is creating the practices, the processes, and the habits to remember who you are. It is so important that you prioritize your well-being, your focus in order to create and build out. And yes, Stefan, thank you very much for sharing. God's laws, your son, all of that is executed through the vehicle of you. And so for me, I love that you've put God first, son second, you third. Absolutely. I respect your order. Mine is different. I definitely think it's so important to remember that God is in the sky, omnipotent, omniscient. And in my life, he is going to make use of these hands for me to do the things I need to do. I need to remember what he's given me. I need to stand in the power he's given me so that I can go out there, serve my family, serve my community, all of the things. So thank you, Stefan, for what you're sharing here. So, so powerful and a really important consideration point. And so in your mindset, remembering who you are. And again, my paradigm is one around God. Your paradigm might be different. Whatever you frame it around, remembering who you are is putting first things first in your mindset. In the second place, I want us to reflect on is in your time. Putting first things first in your time. And so I'll ask again, when it comes to your time, what should, and again, I use it loosely, but what should be the first thing as it relates to your time? And this, I would say, is probably where Stefan and I, our opinions will probably align more closely. Because ultimately, we all have the same 24 hours a day, but our access to it is very different depending on what we choose to prioritize. So, what comes first as it relates to your time? Because for me, I am really minded that when we are considering our time and what comes first, this is about, again, our holistic perception of ourselves. So for me, the first thing I do, it is literally as I open my eyes, the first thing I do is pray every day without fail. It's my connection with God. It's my connection with source. It's my connection with the fact that I have woken up again to another day. And perhaps not everybody did so. Gratitude, God, time. That is the first thing in my spaces. And again, I am speaking from my own paradigm focused on God. You may not believe in God, that is cool for you. But the thing I'm trying to connect with you here is it shouldn't be your phone. You wake up, you open your eyes, you pick up your phone. Oh my goodness. Whew, that's going to be quite a day. Bombarding yourself with visual and mental junk. That is not what you want to do. The first thing you do in your day is the thing that you are putting first. What are you putting first? Absolutely. Janine says time is my asset. Stefan said time is life. Absolutely. It is so important that we recognize that the things we do first are the things that we are prioritizing. Are the things that we are putting first as it relates to our time, are they serving us or are they pushing us back? And so the opportunity that we have with our time is to really look at what are we doing with our time? What are the first things that we serve ourselves with? Putting first things first is connecting beyond your individual, as I said, life. That's why I said I personally, I pray. But it is just a reminder of my purpose, of my mission, of the fact that I was asleep for hours. Anything could have happened. Of commending the day ahead, of setting intention, of being in communion with my Father, Heavenly Father. And so for you, what are you putting first in your time? The number of people who are picking up their phones and then wondering why they feel like, oh my goodness, it's a bad day. Like, oh. And then when it comes to your business, so we talked about your mind, we talked about your time. Now we're talking about your business. Because when all said and done, you and I both know that the first thing when it comes to your business is your cash. Cash is the first thing in your business. And this is an important thing to remember because if you have no cash flow, you have no business. So in my business, because cash flow is the first thing I do, it's the first thing I touch. I look at the things that I need to do around my cash flow critical activities. And they are the first actions and activities I take in my business. And so, Janine, you asked a great question here. If cash mindset is key, what should be the first priority in the morning? Great. Open your banking app, check your money. Check what invoices are coming in, what my cash is going out, check cash positions, look at offers, seek to create an opportunity for you to create the offers and bring in the cash that you want. It doesn't have to be the whole day, but it does matter that you get it done. And so for me, I do it first because in doing it first, it's done. And so it creates a powerful opportunity for us to put first things first. And this is something I really want us to focus on, because there are so many things that we can do in a business. And everyone will tell you that the thing that they want you to work on is the most important thing. I saw something on Facebook earlier today, and they were like, yeah, in business, which comes first? Marketing or branding, I think was the question. And I'm like, cash. Cash comes first in a business. Oh, what should I do first? Blogging or admin? Cash. Do cash first. Do the cash things first. Oh, I've got like these 4 problems in the business. What should I focus on first? Cash. Because cash is that powerful resource that can change shape and help you solve all the other problems. As I said earlier today, I would be amazed. The only thing that I can think of that is made worse by having more cash is having too many options. And to be honest, that's a high class problem. I'm quite happy to take it. Cash ameliorates almost every situation. And so if you do not have enough cash for the things that you need to do or the things that you want to do, then cash is your first thing, or it should be your first thing. The powerful truth that I want you to remember is that if you have no cash flow, you have no business. Just in exactly the same way that if you don't put first things first, you are always going to be experiencing issues. If you have no cash flow, you have no business. First things have to be first. And like I said, there's so much propaganda about what is first in a business. I'm going through the process now, but probably by the end of the year, I'll probably have a website. This is after having earned more than 7 figures in the business. And they will absolutely tell you can't possibly run a successful business without a website. That is true in some industries. It's not true in mine. And so my one actionable tip for you today is to have a look at your business, because it's easier to apply to your time and to your mind. But have a look at your business and have a look at what you have been putting first. And more importantly, have a look if you've been putting cash first. And if you're thinking to yourself, how would I know that? Look at your bank account. Your bank account will tell you exactly how much of a priority you have been putting the creation and the acquiring of cash. And if your bank account isn't saying what you would like for it to say, and you would like some help to change those results, and you're not already working with me, feel free, slide into my DMs. The word you want to come in so that I know that you came from this video today is the word priority. Singular, not plural. The word is priority. If you'd like to explore changing, improving, increasing the numbers in your bank account, making cash the priority in your business so that you have an abundance of it to be able to deal with and support all the other challenges that you may face, then slide into my DMs. I will be happy to share more about the services and programs that I offer. So that is almost everything I wanted to share with you today. The only other thing that I want to share with you right now is to invite you. You are invited tomorrow afternoon at 12 noon UK time. I am running a session with my fabulous friend and client, Sam Stimson. Now, we are running a session. This is the flyer for the session. It is called Mindset, Money and Grief. And we will be having an opportunity to hear Sam's really poignant story, having recently experienced a bereavement and going through a grieving process herself. And we'll have the opportunity to really look at this most controversial and yet most important of topics. And again, the importance of putting first things first. Now, the Mindset, Money, and the series initially was a LinkedIn audio series. Now, LinkedIn have disbanded their audio capabilities. And so now this is going to be a Zoom webinar. And so if you would like to join us, it is a free session and you are free to come along and join us. If you'd like to do that, please drop the word, the expression MMG in the chat, and I will drop you the registration link. So you want the letters MMG in the chat or in the DMs, and I will drop you the registration link. Ladies and gents, please do not miss this conversation if you can possibly help it. It is such an important conversation. Sam's story is remarkable, and it is so this is an area, because we don't like talking about it, we often don't put first things first, and that can have significant consequences for us and those that we love. And so if you'd like to join us, as I said, MMG in the chat, and we'll get the registration link over to you. But for now, that is everything that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so, so much for joining me. It's been such a pleasure to come into this space with you and to focus on this really important topic with you. I look forward to seeing you all in the spaces. So take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you all soon. Bye-bye.